Hello, hi, this is Rani Ahmed with you, and this is lesson 5 in Haskell programming. In this lesson, I'm going to talk about types. Now, types of values, types of variables, So, let's start with the GSCI and see how Haskell understands the types. Now, there's a command on the interpreter, GSCI, name type, as you see. You can use name completion using the tab key, and for example, let's see, if I type for 1, okay, it will give me a number, and if I type for 1.5, it will be a fractional, number that's fractional, decimal number. Now, the other way of defining those types, this is something I will have to tell you about them, is that if you type the type integer or integer like this, a complete word, okay, both are, a number, not a decimal number. This is a normal number, 5, 7, something like this, okay, unbreakable number. Now, if I want to talk about decimals, things which have a decimal point, so double or float, okay, those are decimal numbers, something like 1.3, something like this, okay. So when we're talking about double and float, the difference is between double and float is that double gives you a more precise, more accurate number, and it has a larger range of numbers. Okay, so the computer can count a bigger to a bigger limit. Okay. Now, than the float, of course, it's a bigger limit than the float. Okay, it's double that range. So this is how we use the numbers, and this is their type definitions. Okay. Now, the other thing is, if I want to talk about characters, for example, you can use as a shorthand the colon T, and for example, if I want to talk about the letter A, okay, this is char. This is the type char. Okay. Now, which is a shorthand for character. Okay. Okay. So, if I want to talk about a complete string, a long string, it will be like hello world. Okay. So I put them with a double quotation. Okay, and things in those brackets are lists. Anything between those brackets is a list of characters, of course, because we are making a list of characters just to make a sentence. Okay, or a number of words. So but Haskell also has a synonym for this, okay, which is a string. This way. Okay, and this is equivalent to, this is from me, this arrow is not from the code. Okay, this is, I invented it, it's not belong to the code by anyone. Okay, so this means a char. Okay, just for understanding that this is a synonym of this. Okay, now there's the type of, for example, if I want to say what's the type of 3 greater than 4, okay, it's a boolean. So anything that holds true, the type of true is a boolean, and the false is a boolean. Okay, so boolean means anything that's true or false. Okay, so Haskell also has a way to tell me the character and its corresponding number. What's this? The computer does not know anything but numbers, zeros and ones. So there is what we call a table, which the computer can use just to draw a character. It does not understand characters as we know of. It just draws the character on the screen. Okay, paints them on the screen. So so what we use is a library, okay, like this module and data. This is the library, and there's a class inside this library called char. Okay, now if I use a char of 98, okay, it gives me B 97, okay, gives you A, and so on. Okay, this is a 5. Good. So this is what we call the ASCII table. Okay, every number, what's its corresponding letter. Okay, and the opposite of this is ordinal. Okay, ordinal of A, capital A, is 65, and ordinal of small a is 97. Okay, let's try also ordinal of B and ordinal of small b. So you see always there's a there is a 30 units or 30 as a span between the capital letter and the small letter, just to change from uppercase to lowercase and vice versa. Okay, now okay, so we want to talk now about the functions, okay, and how it's best to define their input types. So at the compile time or at the runtime, you are just dedicating the inputs to be of this type. Okay, now we use this way. Now let's say I have a function named f2, okay, and it has the variables x and y and z, and it means their sum. Okay, so to set that x and y and z must be integers, so I say f2 and put this double colon, and then you say integer or int, then say int, then say int. Okay, then your return value will be an int. Okay, because this is what you wanted. Let's assume that this is what you wanted. So the way you type it, you have to put the types of each one, and then in between each of them you put this arrow, okay, dash and greater than, and the result also you follow it with an arrow and the type. Okay, let's run this. So L test. Okay, now f2 of 1.0, okay, 2, 3. See, there's a problem here because it has to be what? An integer. It doesn't have to take decimal. So if I put it like this, it will give me 6. Understood? Now, so what if I want to, for example, change it and return it to a character? So let's say this, whatever I put, it returns me the character A. Okay, so what I do is change this into char and load the file again. Okay, so whatever the numbers that I put, it gives me A. Cool. So this is how you set the types of input into the variable. Okay, and into the function. Sorry. So that's all. Share videos and subscribe wherever. Okay, thanks for watching.